Hey there, Cancer. Welcome to your reading for the week of June 23rd. You have this changes card and this tenacious individuality card. So you are clearly you have the Nine of Pentacles. So you could be very independent this week, or really focusing on your own individuality at this time, which I think would be good for you. Especially with that Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles, again, is a card of independence, but she's being independent for a reason. She's focusing on her environment, or kind of the energy that surrounds her. And that could be anything. That could be people, places, things, all that other stuff. And so she's really trying to figure out kind of like where she belongs in every sense of the word. And, I feel that for you, Cancer, that a lot of you could be that's what you could be deciding this week, or you could be kind of like thinking about it this week, like what you want to surround yourself with, who and what you want to surround yourself with, what you want. Here you go. You have the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is everything you want and desire in your life. It is, the tree of life. It is like the full big picture. So, like I said, she has this snail right here on the Nine of Pentacles. In the area, sorry, I didn't say this, but your first row is your current general energies. And in the area of your current general energies, you have the Nine of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, and the Temperance card. She has that snail, and snails wear their homes on their backs, so it can represent your environment, like I said. She also has this falcon right here, and the falcon represents her focus, and you have the Seven of Cups coming up, going this direction. So the Seven of Cups, it's really important that we pick exactly what we want to focus on. There are good things and bad things in the cups on the Seven of Cups, but we can't be pulling in two different directions, kind of like the Eight of Wands. You don't have the Eight of Wands here, I'm just saying, kind of like the Eight of Wands. To be successful with the Seven of Cups, we have to be very clear on one direction, and you have the Queen of Swords right here. The Queen of Swords is clear. She really is the card that kind of represents clarity for the first time. She only has clouds halfway up her body. So I would make sure that you are, number one, getting clear on what you want. Number two, moving towards it and, making things happen. You have the King of Pentacles. Again, I feel pretty good about money for you, especially with this reading. You have the Knight of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles without even clarifying. So, I kind of feel this is just talking about financial security. Pisces had a similar reading, and you and Pisces usually get similar readings, kind of. And I would say this could just be like a water sign thing, this week. And I would say probably through the summer is that water signs are probably more focused on creating more financial security. So I think you could be working on your skills, or, you could be educating yourself as well. I think it's an amazing time for water signs to learn as much as they can about how they make money and learn better ways to make money doing what you do, right? And if you do that, you will make more money. Plain and simple. So, I think it's an amazing time to brush up on your skills. The reason I say this is the Nine of Pentacles, she has those grapes behind her. The King of Pentacles, he has these grapes on his cloak. And the grapes in the tarot can represent something that's difficult for most people, but you can do well. So they basically say that you might have a skill, or you do have a skill, that is difficult for most people, but you can do well. And so I would be using your skills here, and, I would be developing your skills as well. You also have the Temperance card. Here's the other thing that I'm getting with Temperance and all this talk about your environment, Cancer. The Temperance card is saying to me that the environment is changing. I'm not talking about the environment as in the environment. I'm talking about the energy around you is changing. And I think that there's a million things that are popping into my head with this card intuitively. Because the environment is changing, I think that there are things that you've wanted to do that you haven't been able to do that now you can, because the energy has changed. I think that there are certain things even that you're going to feel motivated to do that you haven't been feeling motivated to do, and vice versa as well. I think there are some things that you've been doing that you won't want to do anymore. I don't know. I just get this back and forth energy with this card. So I feel that the energy, really, I feel that this card in your reading is talking about a bunch of changes, and I don't think it's a bad thing at all. I think it's a good thing. It's just things are changing, new possibilities are opening up, and it is what it is. So love it, basically. But let's see here. With the Nine of Pentacles, yes, you have the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, I would be careful of like what you're giving your energy to. She is very careful. She has Six Pentacles on one side, Three Pentacles on the other. Those pentacles don't have to be money. Those pentacles could be time, effort, attention, pretty much anything like that. And so she is being very careful of like who she gives what to. And she is only giving Three Pentacles worth of time, effort, attention, energy, whatever. It doesn't have to be money. Those pentacles could be anything. And so I think that, kind of like being, making sure that you're not over giving would be a really good idea with the Nine of Pentacles and also the Six of Pentacles. The thing about the Six of Pentacles is that actually you can overgive. If you are overgiving to something that's overgiving to you, that's perfectly fine, right? Because guess what? When you overgive to something that is overgiving back to you, that is still an equal exchange. So the only thing that matters with the Six of Pentacles is the exchange has to be equal. So even if you are overgiving, like to your job or your career, it's like if you're also getting back the same amount, that's perfectly fine, right? And so really, I think this is talking about balance. With the King of Pentacles, you have the Five of Wands. Five of Wands can be like conflict or competition. I feel that in a lot of ways that you could learn a lot from the competition and in work and business, pretty much everything else. So anything you can do to learn at this time. I really get learning on the King of Pentacles. And for some reason, the weird thing is I don't really consider the King of Pentacles to be a learning card. But, that's kind of what's popping into my head with him. With the Temperance card, you have the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles says teamwork makes the dream work. So anything you can do to work on a team would be a good idea. Three of Pentacles is also about putting your work on display. He is putting his work on display up here. So anything you could do to show off your work would be very good, especially if you're working on any like projects or businesses or, anything like that. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this first quarter moon. It says your commitment is being tested. You have this full moon in Aries. It says a fiery climax approaches. Yes, definitely could be, we are in the time of Aries, kind of. We have, Saturn, Neptune have moved into Aries. So, a lot of fiery energy going on right now. But, anything that you're working on, I would commit to with the Knight of Pentacles. You have the Knight of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, Page of Swords, and the Three of Swords. The Knight of Pentacles could kind of say your commitment is being tested. Like if you're wanting to build something right now, like a business or, a creative project or an idea, he has these empty fields behind him. And, the whole point of the Knight of Pentacles is that he has all the knowledge and wisdom necessary to make something very successful, but he just has to plant seeds in that field behind him and they will grow. But, the whole point of the card is that he's not planting seeds. He's just like standing there. He's the only knight in the tarot that isn't moving. The good news is that we go down to the Knight of Wands here, to the Ten of Pentacles. So it does look to me like you are going to plant seeds. It does look to me like you are going to make your move, and you will be getting abundance because of it. But, it's definitely time to kind of like make your move with that card. You have the Page of Swords and the Seven of Cups. I don't really feel bad about this here, Cancer, but just like, the Page of Swords, or sorry, I think I said Page of Cups, but you have the Page of Swords and the Seven of Cups. The Page of Swords, he is very curious. He's a card of curiosity. I think he's a really good card for, following your curiosity, asking a lot of questions, doing a lot of research. And, that's what I would do with the Page of Swords. The Seven of Cups is about being spoiled for choice, but, these two together can be a little bit of a challenge because it's almost like he has too many options, and he just needs to pick an option and make it happen. And we go, the good news is we go up to the Page of Swords. So I do kind of feel that you are going to be like picking, one thing and kind of making it happen. And it could just be a cup, something. The cup could be something you're dreaming of, something you want to create, or something you want to have. You have the Three of Swords. Everybody in the mid-monthly readings for June had something about healing, and I do feel it could be a good time for you to heal the past. I don't know, it was kind of weird because there was kind of like retrograde-ish energy in those readings, the mid-monthly readings. And, again, there really isn't another Mercury retrograde until July or whatever. So, we have a little bit of time before we have to deal with that. And but again, there was like something about it in the reading. So maybe it's just a good time to heal. Maybe it's just a good time to let go of hurts from the past, or to heal, or to kind of like close out those cycles. And that's what I would be doing with the Three of Swords. With the Three of Swords, we really have to forgive the past. Those three swords are in our own heart, and if we let those things go, then we will be successful. With the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is everything you want and desire in your life. Amazing, number one. We have a connection now between these two. So we're definitely moving in this direction here, Cancer. But the Ten of Pentacles is, like I said, everything you want and desire in your life. It is building and leaving a legacy. So I think a lot of you need to think about the legacy that you want to leave to the world, or that you want to create, so that you can have it with that card. With the Seven of Cups, you have the Four of Swords. Four of Swords is like resting, relaxing, recovering, and healing. So a lot of you could be taking some time to heal, which I think would be great for you, especially with that Three of Swords. If you need to take any extra time for yourself, or if there's things that you need to process or whatever, I would definitely do it with this card. And like I said, I think that would be good for you. With the Three of Swords, you have the Star card. The Star can represent, really good, because the Star is healing. So it is the card of hope, faith, and renewal. And so a lot of you could be kind of like renewing the energy in your heart, or you could be doing things to renew your heart. The Star, she's getting into that pool of universal consciousness to heal. And so a lot of you could just be doing something to heal. The Star can also represent kind of like a wish. And I don't normally say that, but I do feel that for you, where it's like some of you, it's like you could be getting something you wish for by healing, which I think is true, right? It's like, obviously, if we're like looking for love, for example, if we are broken, then we are not going to attract a good connection. But if we heal, then we can kind of, get a wish, in the sense that we can attract something that's really solid, right? And so I think a lot of you could be kind of like getting a wish based off of healing. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this By the Book card and this Peace card. Yeah, I feel pretty good about this. It's like, I don't think things are perfect, but I do feel the By the Book card is saying, at the end of the month here, or like the second half of the month, I feel that things are kind of going your way. Like I said, I don't think things are perfect, but things are kind of going as you expect them to. And I feel that you could be, focusing on your own peace, which I think is great for water signs right now. I definitely feel like coming up with ways to bring more peace, happiness, joy, any of those feelings into your life would be great for a water sign. You have the Queen of Swords, the Knight of Wands, and the Six of Swords. Again, Queen of Swords is about seeing clearly for the first time. She only has clouds halfway up her body here, so she is looking into the future, and she is gaining clarity for the first time. So I think a lot of you could be gaining a lot of clarity in life, or you could be seeing things more clearly in your life, which is great. I also feel that some of you are like more optimistic for the future. She is kind of my card of being cautiously optimistic. She has her hand out, but she also has that sword up. So she's ready to chop something's head off if it doesn't come correct. But, I feel a lot of you are kind of like ready for the future, or you are more clear on your future. You have the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is a card of going on an adventure. There is definitely something about water signs needing to be more adventurous or spontaneous. Again, Pisces had basically the same thing, but I think what it is variety. And I've said this to you before, because you always get the Seven of Cups with me, Cancer. Seven of Cups wants us to have variety. Seven of Cups says you need to go realize that there are a billion ways to do everything, pretty much, right? And so anything you want to accomplish, if you're having a hard time getting a goal, or accomplishing a goal, it's like you might just need to realize that there are other ways that you can accomplish it, right? And so the Knight of Wands is very similar. He wants us to be spontaneous. I look at him as the true builder in the tarot. If he sets out to do something, and he will build whatever he needs to make it happen, or to accomplish his goal, right? And so I think that you need to be willing to kind of like build whatever is needed. I always say, if he is building something and he comes to an obstacle, like if he's going on this journey and he comes to a river, he will build a bridge to overcome it. I think that you need to embrace that energy of like being willing to build bridges, being willing to build something to overcome. But that's what I get there. You have the Six of Swords improvements, moving on to calmer shores. Some of you could finally be healing with the Star and the Three of Swords. So if you have been going through an extended healing period or whatever the hell you want to call it, whatever, doesn't matter. I think that you could just be kind of getting to the other side. The thing about the Six of Swords, and I definitely kind of feel this based off this reading here, Cancer, that it's sometimes I feel with the Six of Swords, we have to make a clear cut with something. The woman and the child in this boat, they're only bringing their clothing, literally, across to the choppy waters, to the calmer shores. They are completely releasing the past. So they are bringing nothing with them. They are completely making peace with the past. And, maybe that's what you need to do here, Cancer. I kind of feel like that's what the reading is asking you to do. I feel like it's kind of asking you to make peace with the past, right? And to move forward. With the Queen of Swords, yes, you have the Three of Swords. I mean, actually could be good because basically this could say that you are clear now on what needs to be healed, or you are clear on what you need to do to kind of get past the past heartbreaks and all that other stuff. And again, this doesn't even have to be love. With the Three of Swords, this could just be healing in general. It could just be any type of heartbreak in general. So it could be anything. With the Knight of Wands, you have the Queen of Wands. Yes, I'm pretty sure you had this in your mid-monthly reading for June as well. Queen of Wands is about being bold, being assertive, really going for what you want. She is the card of learning as you go. She has this sunflower right here, and the sunflower points towards the sun, so she moves towards the sun, and I think that it would be a great time for you to move towards things that make you happy. She moves towards things that bring her love, joy, happiness, peace, all those feelings is what she moves towards. And she does it without needing approval. Part of the thing with the Queen of Wands is that she has this black cat right here. And during the times of tarot, black cats were considered very unlucky. And the whole point is that she doesn't care. She doesn't care what people think. She just likes the black cat, right? And so the Queen of Wands I definitely feel, can represent doing things without caring what other people think. And, that's what I would do there. With the Six of Swords, you have the King of Pentacles again. So I feel you are definitely heading towards improvements. The King of Pentacles is wealth and security. But I kind of just feel that he is talking about you making certain improvements here. And, we go up to the Ten of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, to the Ten of Pentacles again. So I think he's talking about you making these general financial improvements in your life, which obviously is going to be a good thing for you and, will probably make you feel more stable. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this promotion card. It says, elevated earnings come hand in hand with heightened responsibility. You have this freedom of location card. It says, a truly prosperous life is one with freedom to travel and freedom to live in the location you desire. Yes. So a lot of you could have the freedom or are getting the freedom of location. Some of you could be thinking about moving. It's a very water sign thing to do right now. Why? I don't know. But I've been feeling this for water in general, that some of you could be moving. Some of you just might want to go on a vacation or, do something to enjoy yourself. But this could also be a promotion. Obviously, if you're getting a promotion, that maybe where you have to transfer or something, that would be good as well. You have the Seven of Wands, the Moon, and the Ten of Pentacles. The Seven of Wands is a card of conviction. The Seven of Wands says when you know that something is for you, it is for you. So with the Seven of Wands, we have to make sure that we believe in something deep down inside. So if we want to accomplish something or do something, we really, really have to believe that we can do it and that we can make it happen to make it happen. So I kind of feel the Seven of Wands is talking about your belief in yourself. You have the Moon. The Moon in the good stuff is clarity. And this whole entire reading is basically talking about clarity. You have the Queen of Swords as well. The Queen of Swords is clear for the first time. And there's a lot of light here. You have the Star. You have the Queen of Wands. She moves towards the sun. So I feel for a lot of you that the Moon is actually talking about clarity. The Moon is about finishing a journey as well. We have the Moon is coming up in the good stuff for you, and so I feel good about it. But one thing I will say is we have Saturn, Neptune, and Aries. Both of them are going to retrograde out of Aries this year, but next year they will move back into Aries. So, but you might as well just say they're there right now. So what I would say is all this Aries energy, I think, is making it so that we have to see things through to the end. If we start something, we have to finish it. And, that's basically what I would do with the Moon card, is make sure you are being a finisher. You have the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is like everything you want and desire in your life, as I already said. So a lot of you could be kind of like creating things with the Ten of Pentacles, or you could be focused on creating something with the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is like building and leaving a legacy. So, like I said, a lot of you could be doing things to, improve your legacy, or to build and leave a legacy, or to build something permanent. I also kind of feel like some of you could be thinking about family, like if you want to have a family, or if you don't have one already. Some of you could be thinking about like wanting to create one in the future, but, whatever. With the Seven of Cups, you have the Six of Cups. Yeah, it's like this is... this card is Cancer, really. The Six of Cups is your inner child. It is that like childlike energy. I always think of this card as, being a card that really kind of represents the energy of Cancer, which isn't necessarily true in the tarot, but I'm just saying, it's kind of like, it just reminds me of Cancer-like energy, very like childlike, nostalgic, dreamy, all those things. And so like I'm wondering if you are kind of like getting back to your true self here, Cancer, or if you're just like feeling more like yourself this week or something. With the Moon, you have two cards. You have the Seven of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords. Yeah, I think this is good. You could definitely be ending something you thought would never end. So, if you have been dealing with like a nightmare, or if you have been dealing with something that you've been trying to get to end, this could definitely represent the end, like a good ending, right? So a lot of you could be ending some sort of nightmare or a challenge. Seven of Pentacles is a change in direction. So there definitely could be a positive change. With the Ten of Pentacles, you have the Empress here. Yes, very good. The Empress says you're very attractive at this time, but the Empress is amazing for abundance. So a lot of you could be creating more abundance, or you are doing things to create more abundance with the Empress, and you have a ton of abundant cards here. Six of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, Star, even the Queen of Wands, King of Pentacles, very good. You have this bird perched. It says, waiting for news, package, or letter. Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords can represent receiving news, kind of. So I feel if you're waiting for news, approval, whatever, definitely. You have this bowl. It says plenty of material things. Ten of Pentacles, obviously. So you could be attracting a ton of abundance, clearly, at this time. I would be practicing gratitude. The other thing about the Empress is that the reason that she attracts a lot of abundance is because she practices self-care. So again, it doesn't matter what gender you are. By the way, all of you can do this. All of you can take better care of yourself. All of you can believe in yourself more. All of you can be kind to yourself and do nice things for yourself, right? And it's like the more you do that, the more you will attract with this energy. You have this heart card. It says love, deep affection, or caring. You could definitely be attracting love at this time. I mean, Three of Swords. I think it's time to heal your heart so that you can attract love, even if you don't want love, right? I'm not talking like you don't. This doesn't have to mean a person. This could mean you are attracting the energy of love, right? And it could just be the energy. But I think you need to get back to that. You have this vase that says secret admirer. There you go. I don't really see love in this reading. Although, I mean, you do have some cards that definitely could represent that. But, and again, love is always available to us. But, you could have an admirer. You have this wind chimes card. It says peace and harmony on it. Empress, I would be doing more things that create more peace and harmony in your life. Again, the Empress, the more peace and harmony she attracts, the better her life gets, and the more abundance she attracts because of it. So the better you take care of yourself, the better the universe takes care of you. And that's kind of what this reading is saying here, Cancer. But I like this for you, Cancer. It looks really good. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.